Once again, the Baltimore Ravens fall in the NFL playoffs once again. It is just in the DNA of one Lamar Jackson that he can't win a playoff game, at least the most important ones. He can beat teams like the Steelers, he can beat teams like the Texans last year, and several other teams over the years. But when it comes to the big boys, he and his teammates just fail every time. Sure, the game was close in the end, but again, what is the ultimate equalizer in the NFL? Well, it's turnovers. And by a count of 3-0, Bills win the turnover battle once again. I did say that in my video earlier in the week that whoever won the turnover battle would win the game, and sure enough, Joe Brady tried to give the game away because they could not put the nail in the coffin, settling for field goals. But it doesn't matter in the end. Josh Allen beats Lamar Jackson, and now I think you can basically say Josh Allen is the MVP if he wasn't already. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and let's get to it. Again, the Ravens opened this game great. I mean, they went right down the field, they scored, but then after that, Lamar had a terrible interception. He fumbled the ball in Bills territory. Mark Andrews had a ball stripped out away. When the Ravens were driving at the end of the game, they got a touchdown. Beautiful throw, beautiful throw. He had all the time in the world. Found a guy in double coverage in the end zone. It was great. But again, 2-point conversion comes up, and Mark Andrews had that ball in his hand. He had it for a second, and poof, went out. Just dropped out of his hands, and as a result, now Buffalo Bills are now going to the AFC Championship game. Now it's going to be a hard game next week for sure. Hard game next week for sure. But Josh Allen was great today. Sure, he didn't have a lot of passing yards. Sure, he wasn't the most efficient, but he had 2 rushing touchdowns. Ray Davis had a rushing touchdown as well. And then they were able to fill in with a couple of field goals. But the Bills didn't make mistakes. That is the key to the game. The Bills did not make mistakes. Sure, they could have scored more points. Sure, they absolutely should have scored a touchdown on their last offensive drive. Well, second to last offensive drive. I mean, Ty Johnson basically put it away with that big run on first down, basically ending any chance that the Ravens could come back and win. But yeah, the Bills were they were good. They were really good today, and you don't have to be perfect in the NFL, but as long as you don't make mistakes, that's all you need. The Ravens made mistakes, and Lamar Jackson, I know people are going to feel sorry for him. It's like, oh, his team failed. I'm like, no. We're not here. We're not going to allow that to happen. He threw a terrible interception that was just wide open. Taylor Rapp totally picked him off. There was nobody in the vicinity, and that fumble is inexcusable. I mean, you were driving. You were kicking their ass. And then Lamar just drops it out of hand. Completely unforced. Yeah, sure, he's trying to escape, but he put it on the floor. They score a touchdown there. The game's completely different. But instead, the Bills go up 21-10 at halftime. Sure, the Bills only scored 2 field goals in the second half, but it doesn't matter. When you have more points and you don't make turnovers and don't make mistakes, you're probably going to win. And Josh Allen and his teammates prove that they were the better team tonight. The Baltimore Ravens once again, go home sad, crying, and lonely. And you wonder, yes, John Harbaugh is a great coach. But the questions need to be asked. He hasn't won a Super Bowl since 2011. Okay? Yes, they go to the playoffs every year. Yes, they're usually one of the best teams in the conference. And yes, they usually win the AFC North, and for the most part, and are just a overall great offensive team. Lamar Jackson looks great. I mean, he could theoretically win the MVP, but like I said, I think it's Josh Allen to win at this point. I mean, I think it's already been decided that he is the MVP just based on what he did. He did more with less than Lamar. Lamar had a great team all around him. He had a fellow MVP candidate in Derrick Henry. He had a great 1,000-yard wide receiver in Zay Flowers. They had a great tight end in Mark Andrews, a great offensive line, and you expect Lamar Jackson to do that well. People were expecting Josh Allen to not do badly, but expecting the Bills to take a step back. They were expecting the Bills to maybe come in third, maybe if things really fell through in fourth, but they stayed the course. Sure, they lost a lot of pieces, but the pieces that they had got healthy at the right time. Offense has been clicking for most of the year. Sure, there's been ups and downs for sure, but the Bills win, and as a result, I mean, Josh Allen did a lot with less than what Lamar Jackson did, and still the Bills come out on top. That first game didn't matter much. I mean, everybody was expecting like Derrick Henry. Oh, Derrick Henry, he's gonna, he's just gonna run all over the Bills all day. It's not gonna be close. I remember a couple people in my comment section for sure today saying you Josh Allen Glazers would be mistaken. You would be taken to the woodshed. I mean, you would be exposed that Josh Allen is just not that good. Lamar Jackson is him. But what happened? Lamar Jackson lost another game in the playoffs. And the Ravens once again go home losers. But I'm sure those people in my comment section won't come back and apologize or anything or just say they were wrong or admit defeat. If you came in and admitted defeat that you were wrong, I would accept that. But for the most part, when people are wrong, they don't own up to their bad picks. I do. I have to. It's my channel. I have to own up to the things that I get wrong. And I'm okay with getting things wrong, as everybody does. Nobody's perfect. But again, the Bills were good today. Not great. And they'll definitely have to clean things up next week against Kansas City. Because not only will they be playing against the Chiefs, not only will they be playing against Patrick Mahomes, not only will they be playing against a great defense, but they'll also be playing against the NFL, the refs, and everything, because you know as well as I do last night that the Texans played about as perfect of a game. Their defense was all over the place. They were sacking Patrick Mahomes left and right. They didn't have any turnovers, but the Chiefs benefited from a couple of terrible penalties that never should have been called. Unnecessary roughness penalties against Patrick Mahomes. For God's sake, just say that Patrick Mahomes put him in a bubble. Say you can't hit him. If you hit him, you're gonna get a penalty. You can't tackle him. You're gonna get a penalty. You can't breathe on him. You'll get a penalty. Just say it, NFL. We know that's true. Just admit that Patrick Mahomes cannot be hit, and then we'll just say, okay, just don't hit him, and just hope you are able to pick him off, or hope you don't interfere with the wide receiver or something. Even or land a hair on him. Otherwise, the NFL will blow the whistle. So it's going to be a tough matchup next week for the Bills. But the big thing today is the Bills win, and that's all that matters, baby. The Ravens are going home. And again, we don't have to hear from the people in the NFL that Lamar Jackson is the greatest quarterback of all time. He deserves a third MVP. He is the greatest. He's never won anything in the playoffs, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. He's a regular season quarterback. Who cares? Who cares if he doesn't win in the playoffs? He's still better than Josh Allen. But he's not. He's not. He's not. Sure, Josh Allen may very well lose next week. And again, the Bills could go home losers like they have forever in their franchise. It's just part of their franchise. Even when they went to the 4 Super Bowls in a row, they still every year ended in failure. But at the very least, they made it to the AFC Championship game. At the very least, they're playing against Kansas City in Kansas City. And the Ravens will be on the couch next week watching this game. And maybe have several of their players playing in the Pro Bowl games in 2 weeks. But the big thing is the Bills win. And let me know what you think down in the comments below. I would really love to hear from you people that said the Bills were going to lose today. That Josh Allen is not him. That Josh Allen is not great, that he doesn't deserve the MVP, that Lamar Jackson is the greatest quarterback ever to play the game of football. But I won't hold my breath. But if you do, I would appreciate it, because everybody should own up to their mistakes. Everybody should own up to when they pick a wrong game. Anybody should own up to anything in life when they're wrong. But It's the internet. You can do whatever you want on the internet. You can say whatever you want, and that's all that matters. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Have a great day, and as always, God bless.